Take me through how you're able to frame up opportunities for capturing the value of credits. When you talk about changes in protocols or new government sanctions coming in, how do you eye those up and frame them up and say, this is what we're going after, and here's how we'll create value when it comes to the offset markets?
I look at what markets have the potential for reduction, but there's a roadblock. Like the biggest area that we're working in right now is secondary cementitious materials, something pretty technical, SCMs, which is alternatives to cement clinker. The cement industry has identified, 3 pathways to decarbonize, and one of those is looking at breaking that traditional limestone in a rotary kiln to cement. So when you're starting to look at that, as we work with the industry, we identified that there were areas to bring in secondary cementitious materials, such as pozzolanic materials or certain fly ashes or certain steel slags. Some of this was already being done in the market, but we realized that there is an opportunity to really accelerate the use of these SCMs. And essentially what an SCM would do is it would avoid the emissions. So we could actually create cement by avoiding just additional limestone into a kiln, which is going to create calcination or CO2 emissions as well as combustion emissions. This other products like pozzolanic material can be used as a substitute. The Roman Colosseum was built out of pozzolanic material, and it still stands today. So it's really working with that material to get innovative around what do we need to do to add to that material or blend it in such a way that it sets at the right time. It's workable like cement, and it can be a replacement to cement. So when we see something like that, we say money needs to come into that space. How can we do that? How can we help the industry accelerate decarbonization in cement? Well, one way to do that would be to create a protocol, to write a methodology that says when we replace, classic cement, limestone to clinker with other SCMs, how does that benefit the environment? For every ton of SCM that we bring in to replace conventional clinker, what's the reduction of CO2 emissions for my cement product? And how can I monetize that into a carbon credit so I can invest into the pozzolanic mines? So it's always trying to find if there's a gap, if we see an opportunity, but there's no methodology. Everything, Corey, starts with the methodology. We have to be very prescriptive of what are we doing? Like, what's the baseline? What are we changing? What's the reduction of CO2 emissions, and how are we verifying it? How is it permanent? How is it additional? All of these things that really create a high quality credit.